What's up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And you know, we don't like to talk politics on this channel much, but when it comes to relevant stuff like emissions or the automotive industry, then it becomes relevant for us to talk about it. So news breaks this morning that Kamala Harris could be running for California governor. But not just that, one of the things with her is she never has put out like policy stuff, right? Like she's always or has in her political career ridden on somebody else's coattails, right? I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not taking a shot at her. I don't really care. She's a genius politically for never having to put out a position and got all the way to a heartbeat away from the presidency. That's it. I still remember Kamala as like one of Montel's side chicks. Needless to say. She did make some interesting comments when it came to EV mandates, emissions, and other stuff. The biggest thing and how that came about was she was talking about business in California, and you know that she was considering a run for governor because she wants to bring business back to California. You know, she said some of the largest businesses and huge money makers for the state of California had left, innovation had left and gone to Texas, and she's right. You know, X left San Francisco, formerly Twitter. They're in Texas. Tesla left Texas. I mean, Google has a big campus in Austin. Microsoft, Apple. I mean, California has been losing giant corporations and companies for years. And part of that is their tax policy and all the restrictive bullshit that they have in terms of policies. Now, when it came to business, you know, she asked about particular stuff, and she knows, she's not stupid, she saw in the presidential election how important the automotive industry was, and her losing Michigan because a ton of UAW workers told Sean Fain to eat a dick and voted for President Trump. So, I think she is, again, just riding on somebody else's policy. She did it in the presidential campaign, too, when the president said no tax on tips. And then she said it because it's a popular post. I'm hoping, because do I really believe that she wants to have, lesser emission standards in the state of California? Fuck no, I don't believe that for a second. I know for a fact that she does not care. But if it helps her politically, she cares. If she can win the governor's office because she says that she'll pull back on the California Air Resource Board, she cares. Politicians are just that, guys. They're going to do whatever it is that allows them to get some form of power and or keep that power. That's it. That's it. That's why after they get elected, they go immediately back to fundraising over and over again. The one thing I can tell you, and me and Jank over at the Young Turks don't agree on everything politically at all, but the one thing we do agree on politically is getting money out of politics. But it was interesting. I saw that and I said, you know what? That's interesting. That's very, very, very interesting that Kamala is talking about emissions and talking about bringing business back and, talking about lowering gasoline prices. Now, is this stuff going to come up in the election? Yes. This is the other thing that bothers me about her, though, is she could run on that and say that she is going to lower gas prices and she is going to pull back on the California Air Resource Board and then get elected governor and do none of it. But I'm hoping I see from the other side lots of talk of disbanding the California Air Resource Board. I hope we see lots of talk of cutting gas prices and getting gas prices to normal rates in the state of California. I hope that for, you know, my friends, family, and people that I care about that live there. But I thought this was interesting and thought I should bring it to your attention. I thought, you know, like I saw this and I was like, no way is she going to run in California right now. Because, you know, the only thing that would be extremely bad for her politically is you lost the presidential election and then you lost the governor race, right? But that's not anything new, right? Like, I don't want to say that you can't come back from that. History has shown that before with Richard Nixon. I think he lost to Kennedy, right? He lost the presidency, then he lost the governor's race in California before coming back and winning the presidency. So, politically, I don't want to say if she ran for governor and lost that should be done. Maybe in these times with how big social media and stuff is, maybe, but I don't know. What do you think about Kamala Harris running for governor of California? Because I got to be honest, I'm a little, I'm not excited about it because I feel like she's going to use emissions and gas prices as like a political football, promise the world that she's going to cut it and make it lower and then do nothing. But maybe I'm wrong. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We do still have that Tesla Model S giveaway going down on the channel if you're interested. $1 spent equals 1 entry. You can go to any of the merch down here below the video or go to tksgarage.com directly. That's going to do it for me. Thank you guys very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And as always, stay petty, my friends.